guys, welcome to Get Busy Watching. I'm your host, Honest Dan. Let's talk movies. I got nothing. It was something to watch this weekend. It's a Spanish film, and I sure as hell wasn't expecting to make a dedicated review out of it. But now that I've seen it, I felt compelled. So let's get to it. This is my honest opinion of Loco por ella, or Crazy About Her. Adri, played by Alvaro Cervantes, is a man with cynical views about love. However, one night out with his friends, he bumps into the wild and eccentric Carla, played by Susana Abaitua. The two have a wild and crazy night together, but separate with no intention of seeing each other again. However, Adri can't stop thinking about her and comes to the realization that he's smitten with her. After learning her address, he discovers that she lives in a mental hospital and has bipolar manic depression. Desperate to get her phone number, he fakes his way into the hospital, only to be rejected by Carla due to his lack of understanding of who she is, and to make matters worse, he is unable to leave the hospital.
Mira, Manu. Adri. Te has flipado con una tía que no era yo. No me conoces ni lo harás.
Carla, por favor.
Que pírate.
No, de verdad.
Que te pires, hostia, ya.
I was damn shocked by this. It's great. Well, okay, great may be a strong word, but for my taste in romantic comedies, it's really good. Probably one of the best rom-coms I've seen in years. Let me start by saying I know how my synopsis makes this movie sound. It's one of those stories about an ignorant protagonist who thinks he has shit figured out, realizes how much he doesn't know, and then evolves as a character throughout the story. The cynic finds love. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Not only that, but it hits most, if not all, of the typical rom-com tropes. End of second act breakups where the characters are moping and doping around before inevitably getting back together in a big dramatic fashion. It's all there.
Adri, no... Es que no voy a dejar que esto vaya más lejos.
¿Qué es esto?
Ya lo sabes.
And make no mistake, how this starts is downright infuriating. We have Adri, who is this womanizer type who has that mentality of, here's a foolproof way of getting pussy, bro. Just convince her you went to high school. One kooky night of wedding crashing, hot sex later, and this serial man whore is just in love. I will admit that there are some refreshing moments. Before Audrey and Carla meet, Audrey makes a bet with his friends that he can pick up a random girl with those tactics, bumps into Carla instead, admits what the original intention was before having his excursion with her. That's rare, and I'm kinda glad this wasn't a traditional liar reveal type story. At least not in that obnoxious way, but then we hit more highs and lows at the wedding crash. Audrey and Carla literally have sex in the bridal suite. That's such bullshit, and it's framed like it's funny. That married couple's wedding night is fundamentally ruined thanks to these fucking assholes.
¿Qué hace eso en su habitación?
¿Qué es vuestra?
Ha sido un malentendido, algo con las tarjetas.
Hay cosas que no se pueden
Ma, no te preocupes. Habéis jodido nuestra noche de boda.
And it only got worse. First off, love at first sight cliche? Really? We're still doing that? It's 2021, writers. Grow the hell up. And that Audrey spends $1,000 on a fake doctor's note to get him inside the mental institute, expecting her to be ecstatic to see him, touching her face, getting mad that this situation didn't result in a fairy tale ending, it came off as creepy than romantic. I was not on board with this movie. It was like when his coworker at his job denies knowing who he is, which keeps him in the mental hospital, it felt deserved. No, he really is crazy. And if that's damaging to say, please bear in mind, I directly mean that to him, not anyone else who has been labeled as such. They have reasons. He fucking didn't.
¿Este qué coño hace aquí?
Si te molesto, me piro.
Genial, gracias.
But then it hit me, at least by the end of the movie, maybe This erratic, nonsensical, borderline unlikable beginning was the whole point. Like it was setting up atmosphere or something, putting us in this headspace of surreal... I'm not even sure if I have the right words for it, but put us in a haze that's not really crazy, but not really lucid either. Make no mistake, this beginning, hell, the entire premise of the movie, is something I fundamentally disagree with. But I forgive it for one reason only. The rest of it. At its core, it's a message to those who might be suffering from these ailments that you can live a normal life and experience normal things and find your own happiness. It doesn't shy away from saying the hard truth. This isn't going away. Your mental health is a part of you, but that doesn't have to be a scary thing. It isn't going to be easy. It sure as hell isn't going to be consistent. Some days it'll be hard. Some days it'll be more than hard. Days where you think, damn the consequences. But the good days are worth fighting for, are worth enduring the pain for something that is more than rewarding. We see this in the support characters like Saul, played by Luis Zahara, and Marta, played by Aja Viagran. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I keep forgetting how the X is pronounced in Spanish. Mexico. Yeah, I never know if that applies to names or what exceptions there are. I don't speak Spanish. I'd hang my head in shame, but I'm the second generation that doesn't speak Spanish, and I don't care. I just care about showing respect to names. So, circling back around to the apology of mispronouncing names. Onward with the review. Saul is this paranoid guy who thinks that everyone is a spy listening in. It's played off cartoonish at first, but then we see the more humane side of him. He has a daughter that he clearly loves, but has to pretend that he's a doctor in the facility so as not to scare her. His wife is married to a man who would prefer to keep the daughter away from her father, and some drama arises from that.
En 10 minutos nos vamos.
Si acabáis de llegar 10 minutos...
Tenemos cosas que hacer, ¿verdad, cariño?
Claro, claro.
As for Marta, this may be the most accurate portrayal of Tourette's syndrome that I've ever seen portrayed on camera. And I thought Motherless Brooklyn was pretty accurate too. I won't claim to be an expert. Quite literally, my only source of reference is Sweet Anita.
Most of the tics for people with Tourette's are motor tics.
There are people who don't tick any words at all and they just twitch or cough. So there are people out there who you wouldn't even know they have Tourette's, but they do actually have it.
Coprolalia, the kind of Tourette's where you say inappropriate things, is actually really, really rare. Most people with Tourette's don't even have it.
A bit ironic that I used that section of her video because Marta absolutely curses, and the term coprolalia does not come up at all to explain it away. At least not that I heard. But they nailed down the more accurate motor tics like twitching and whistling.
Víctor, necesito hacerte una pregunta y que me contestes ahora. ¿Te llamas? Víctor, necesito hacerte una pregunta y que me contestes ahora. ¿Te llamas?
There's definitely room for improvement moving forward with other movies, media in general, really. That there shouldn't be a cinematic obligation to portray Tourette's with cursing. As Sweet Anita mentioned, coprolalia is actually kind of rare. But thanks to the internet sensation Tourette's guy, people suddenly think that's Tourette's.
Fuck you! Well, fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Whatever involves that that looks like you!
And that's just not the case, or at least shouldn't be the default assumption. But I guess if you're gonna go this route, have some respect about it. And that's the true magic of this movie and why I give it such high praise. I think a lot of care really did go into the performances and the portrayal of their respective conditions. While jokes can be made at the expense of these characters, it's not done in an ignorant way, but rather cultivated from familiarity. But more importantly, these aren't caricatures. Sure, some things can be a little over the top. This is a comedy after all. But no one is too far gone that it feels like an insult. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if the cast and crew spent an extensive amount of time with actual people with these conditions.
No tienes ni idea de lo que es estar con alguien que no controla sus sentimientos.
Pero aprenderás a controlarlos, ¿no? ¿Por eso estás aquí?
Hablas como mi madre. No tienes ni idea de lo que es esto.
Bueno, vale, igual no tengo ni idea, pero estoy seguro de que tú puedes. Joder, el cerebro es una puta pasada.
When all is said and done, I think this is a really sweet film, and I admit I got choked up a bit. I'm sure I'm in the minority of those who genuinely love this film, but I think it's a really great rom-com. It's structured like one. It hits all of those tropes. But there is a beating heart underneath all of that, and I find that to be exceptionally rare. I don't agree with every choice made, especially in the beginning. But how everything comes together is so fantastic. Highly recommended. Check this out on Netflix if you're subscribed. My honest rating for Crazy About Her, a strong 4 out of 5.
¿Él también está loco?
Sí, hija mía. Él también está loco, pero no lo sabe. Gracias.
Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Stay safe and healthy out there. Please wear a mask if you go out. Hope to see you soon.